Okay, guys, so I just wanted to go through the review with you. This time, instead of me doing every problem, I'm probably not going to. What I want to do is this video will go through the problems, talk about them each individually. But what I want to happen is I'm going to make a discussion on the discussion board, and I'll let you guys basically discuss what you think is going to be on there, what you think you should study, um, the types of things you think you need to practice and things like that. And I'll allow you guys obviously to use that on the test, if you'd like. And rather than have the whole video or something for you to like look at and see the examples of, I'm hoping that what you'll do is, you'll rely on each other and your ability to figure out what is on the test to, help you prepare for this test. So first thing is we've got men's heights normally distributed, with a mean of this and a standard deviation of this. Women's heights are normally distributed with a mean of this and a standard deviation of this. And then it says Disneyland requires that people employed as cast members must have a height between blank and blank. Do the following: find the percentage of blank meeting this height set forth. Find the percentage of blank with the meeting this height set forth by Disneyland. So I think I think you'll be able to figure that one out. Obviously, there's going to be some numbers here, and there's going to be a word here, and you will have to figure out what you're finding the percentage of, and then you must interpret these probabilities that you're seeing. So that would be what you would do for problem one. For the next one, give reasoning and evidence to why this meets the requirements of being NATB or 2B. So we've talked about that. I've done videos on this. You obviously need to figure out what that is. Determine the probability that among the blank samples, so I'm going to give you a number of samples, and then you're going to find out fewer than blank are pure copper. Okay. And that will finish that problem. When Mendel conducted his famous genetics experiment with peas, one sample of offspring consisted of blank and blank. Please do the following. Find a 95% blank. Okay. Based on his theory of genetics, obviously you'll have to figure out what that is. You probably use a calculator for this. I'll give you the hint now. Based on his theory of genetics, expect that 25% of the offspring peas would be yellow. Given that the percentage of yellow peas is blank, does this confidence interval reflect that Mendel was incorrect in his judgment? So I'll give you a hint. You have your confidence interval that it's talking about. 25% should fall within that confidence interval if he's right. Remember, a confidence interval tells you that the true proportion or the true mean or the true standard deviation falls within that interval 95% of the time. And so if he is going to be correct, then 25% should fall within that interval, and it will be in decimal form. And then using this information, determine the sample size. There's a formula that you use on the homework, has a 10 in it. Make sure that you have it written down. You're going to use that to do this. Next, Nabisco is quality testing Oreos and takes a sample of blank Oreos. The mean amount of cream in an Oreo is this. The standard deviation is this. And we'll assume that these values are normally distributed. Explain why this meets the requirements of being a T distribution. Construct a 95% blank. Obviously, you'll do these things, and hopefully you'll get the values you want. The next one is a hypothesis test. It says had orders that were not accurate among blank orders observed. Obviously, you'll have to figure out what type of hypothesis test this is. You'll fill these in. I probably will make this fill in the blank, or maybe I'll try to make it like the homework. I'll see what I can do. I don't know my capabilities with the test, but determine the Z critical values. I might get rid of that, only because we don't use those. I probably will get rid of this part. Determine the p-value will stay. That's a calculator thing. You're going to use a calculator for this. Left-tailed, right-tailed, true-tailed. You'll have to decide what that is based on whatever's given. And then based on our calculations, should we accept or reject H naught? I shouldn't say accept. Should we reject or fail to reject? And give a brief explanation. So you're going to do this on the homework anyway. You should see this plenty of times, so you should kind of know what that is. Now for this one, I'm going to give you a little bit extra help. I'm going to show you how to do this a little bit more. Does this qualify as a t distribution? You're going to say yes. Although it is a small sample size, we're going to assume these are normal. I might change this question actually. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one or not. We'll see. But to do this with a calculator, what you're going to do, you're going to go to your stat, you're going to go edit, you're going to insert these numbers into the list, 955, 1002, 1020, oops, 1252, 1252, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to enter all of them, but you get the idea. You enter them into there, and then what you're going to want to do, I'll show you. It's not second, it's a stat. It's a test. This is obviously a mean test, so this is a t-test. Now, instead of using stats, you're using data. If you use data, it brings up that list that you're entering all these data values into. You still have to put the mean value, which they'd have given you. Oops. They have given you the mean value. It's right here. And you still have to do all that information. However, once you calculate it, it should give you some values. You'll be able to get these. I'll probably get rid of this critical z-score thing. And once again, I'll find something else to put there, and then hopefully you guys can finish this off. Okay? So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys take the discussion and run with it. Next test isn't for a few weeks. I don't know the exact date. I think I might have accidentally changed the date that it was due to the 13th by accident, but as far as this one goes, I think everything will be fine. But I'll make sure that I update what day it should actually be on, and hopefully you guys will be prepared for it. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care and have a good day. Goodbye.